Hi there, how's everyone? Hope everyone's well and good. Uh, anyway, as per other drawings, I've always wanted to try and draw this idea out, like, my own takes on a humanized version of Godzilla and other non-human characters. Recently, I found out there is an actual term for that. It's called Gijinkas. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But this idea has been something wanted to tackle for a while. It's like not just like Godzilla, but other characters like Optimus Prime and the rest of the Transformers and whatnot. With Godzilla's body shape, I tried to keep it similar to the monster version, being quite big and beefy, and not someone you want to tackle with. Like, give him his weight to the overall design. Even his head shape, I was thinking it needed to be similar, squarish outlook. Especially when I draw on the armor on him, I was thinking the silhouette should resemble the movies, with this, with the scales, I want to say, of his skin, as well as the dorsal fins. Like, they should be still visible within the design of the samurai armor. Like, even without the armor, I was thinking Godzilla's hair could, reflect that as well. When it's not tied up, the knot could, like, when it's knotted up, it could be like spiky, like the dorsal fins. And when it's even loose and free, it's like you could sort of tell the dorsal fin look is still there, if you understand what I mean, hopefully. Like, I wanted to keep Legendary and Godzilla's overall design, the humanized version, as much as possible. Like, the armor almost makes it look, or should make it look, as if the warrior Gojira is wearing the hard skin. Like, if you know what I mean. I didn't realize how popular this is until I started to engross myself in social media. Like, especially when I joined DeviantArt around 2008. Well, I was lurking and using DeviantArt for a while and a few months before I joined. But I didn't realize how much of the fan I was exposed to from DeviantArt back then. It's just amazing. Plus, using DeviantArt, I noticed quite a lot of the amazing. That's when I was first exposed to these humanized versions of Transformers. Which led me to try and get out myself, but I failed miserably. I mostly stuck to copying other artists. Like, it was great in the long run as it helped me to sort of improve my drawing skills, but I didn't really improve on any design skills. Anyway, I never posted those designs online as I thought my design skills sucked. I guess that personally prevented me from further pursuing this avenue, until now, and that's on me. I shouldn't have let that happen. Like, you can't be afraid to fail, otherwise how else will I improve and get feedback on ways to improve as well. Like, back then I was really into Transformers, and luckily, like, the first movie by Michael Bay helped to keep that part of me energized. The first movie of that franchise is still the best one out of the whole lot. As the movies went on, they kept getting worse, especially after Dark of the Moon. I'm sure we can all agree the first three at least watchable and fairly enjoyable, but the last two, yeah, rather not speak of them, especially Age of Extinction. Like I mentioned before, I always wanted to try it, but never did. And well, I finally am. Trying to humanize non-human characters, as you can see. And it started after watching King of the Monsters last year. I should finally give it a shot and just go for it. And no need to put it off, be scared. I started with a couple of sketches and sort of finished some of them, but it wasn't until this year that I actually sat down and finalized each of the Gijinka designs. Like, you can see the last year's sketches right now. Originally, as you can see, I kept them very simple, just took the original designs from the movie and added a human element to each of them. Like, I wasn't experimenting with them or anything, it was like a very basic humanized design and just called it a day. A few weeks later, I came back to the idea and tried to go a different route with the designs, like, especially after watching the movie again. But this time I thought with Godzilla I could approach and sort of make his Gijinka design like region specific, if you know what I mean, like, especially where the monsters are from within the movie or where they showed up first. Like, it's not a new thing obviously, and I've seen a lot of artists have done it before as well, but I wanted to try my own take on it. Like, Godzilla originating in Japan, and the way the Godzilla movies reflect the political climate of Japan as well, being tied to the horrific events of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If I'm remembering it correctly, it was their way to improve the citizens' lives after such a devastating act, sort of lift up their spirits through the use of Godzilla movies. Like, I know I've read that somewhere, as well as heard it during documentaries and interviews surrounding the Godzilla movies. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. If I am, please let me know. But I just thought, like, my mind instantly went to the idea of turning Godzilla into a samurai due to how ancient he is within the movie, and it's sort of all just fit. So after doing all these sketches last year, I took a break and I was going to finish off the rest or sort of get to the other three monsters. But I looked at other artists' renditions and what they have done, and I think that's not something I should have done. Because I started to compare, and with myself and kind of put myself down. Like the ones I had seen are amazing and like much better than my own. Like I already had plans to continue, but now I didn't want to anymore. But I just thought since I started the sketches already, I should at least finish them and just get them out of the way, even if I'm not 100% confident about them. Plus the motivation to continue was withering away. I did one or two of Godzilla and I posted it online. Like oddly enough, a few people had been interested and wondered if I would be tackling the others as well. And that sort of helped me, you know, gave me a sort of a confidence boost. Plus a mutual on Twitter, like Mothership, I think I'm getting that right. I'll put a screenshot up. Helped me a lot by throwing out some ideas for Mothra as well. That if I can find the tweet again, I should be posting that screenshot now. Because I was kind of stuck on Mothra. Like the other three, other two, Rodan and Ghidorah, I sort of had plans, but Mothra I was like, how do I approach her? What direction do I go with her? But anyways, like which didn't really matter right now, because after these sketches I got busy. I just couldn't manage to get around to the others and just finish the sketches and have them finalized, so I moved on. But recently with the whole pandemic and everything, like I hope everyone's okay. Like, due to the pandemic, I've had all this time on my hands, like other than doing uni work. But anyway, having all this time right now, I thought I should give this another shot, the Gijinkas designs. Like I went full steam ahead and started to draw this up. I have to say it was quite cathartic, and having done all the sketch work and research last year for Godzilla's design, his was the quite easiest. It's probably why while working on his, I was the most relaxed, and it sort of motivated me even more to tackle the others. Like I went through all that thought process and figuring bits and pieces out beforehand, so I could just get to the drawing right now and not worry about anything else. It's like I still adjusted a few things here and there from the initial sketch that I had last year, but overall it's still the same when you compare the last year's sketch with the final designs now. Yeah, it took a bit of time for me to get to Mothra, like, voice over voice, sorry, I just had a lot to say. But we're finally on Mothra's design. I can speak about hers. With Mothra, it's the same process. I did a few sketches last year. Again, thank you, Mothership, on Twitter. Like, thank you so much, man. You helped out a lot. I took those and went forward with quite a lot of adjustments. Since I didn't delve as much with her design previously, it was like, she was still in the early sketch stages. I had to work out a lot while I'm trying to work on her drawing, on the drawings. Like with Mothra, we first see her egg hatching in China's Yunnan rainforest. So with her, I went with a royal Chinese Empress warrior look. Like I tried to adapt the final design we see in the movie, the giant moth as well as the lava, into the design of her armor and clothes, like while also adding this regal element through the headgear. Like I looked at a few paintings of these old paintings for inspiration. Like her armor, like Godzilla's, I wanted to make it look like she's wearing the giant moth design from the movie. The legs and the insectoid arms are present within the armor as well as the antennas. Like I thought her weapons could represent the insectoid arms, so that's what she will be using to stab and attack Rodan or when she's defending Godzilla. I'm sure it's not obvious, but I sort of tried to mirror her stance on the page as if it's two separate people. Like, since I thought it'd be a nice little detail, as in the sense where Mothra has what I've learned is through the movie, obviously, is that Mothra always has these twin characters with her as emissaries or heralds, I think, I don't know. So I tried to do the same thing on the drawing, make it look like that, but I don't think that's coming across and it's not as obvious. That's with her, since the design's easy and it's all symmetrical, I thought it'd be nice to do that, to have that little detail on the drawing. As you may have noticed before, while I was sketching her out, I initially approached her design as if she's Mulan.
Flashback. End of flashback.
But I'm glad I didn't do that. Like, she's the queen of monsters. After all, I can't just half-ass the design and not do as much research like I did for Godzilla. Her design was the most I spent on out of all the characters. There was so many bits to it that needed adjusting and redoing, as well as the pieces that I tried to include, like the design of the royal dress and the hard shell of sorts into a design. But I also wanted to keep it as simple as I possibly could without overworking it. Like, I kept having ideas of what I could do to improve and add to the design. Like, I tend to overthink and over-design anything and everything. I'm trying to improve that. Hopefully I've achieved that, or I am on my way. So let me know what you think of this take of mine. Like, I've seen other artists. It's amazing. But even after seeing them, I'm still wondering, why didn't I go through this route? Or why didn't I do that on my own design? But I'm trying my best not to put myself down anymore. Also, let me know if this whole process of me editing the Procreate video is working, when I zoom into specific parts, so what part to watch. Because at times when I'm watching when I'm rewatching the videos before I upload, I can see that sometimes it kind of gets difficult or lost to track the process of the drawing. So I thought maybe if I crop into certain areas, that it might be easier to notice, which not completely zoom into the areas, but certain wide zooms, so you notice and can follow the drawing very easily. Let me know in the comments if it's working, or if I should just leave it as it is and just upload the Procreate time-lapse videos and not bother editing with the zooms and the slowing the video down to make it easier to follow. Because it's like we could all depend on the person. Like me personally, I don't mind the whole one video without editing, plus a bit easier as well, just to voice over. But then again, at certain drawings, it is nicer to have it edited out so you can actually focus on certain parts. I don't know. Let me know, guys. But anyway, let me know what you think of the overall drawing, a good idea or not, and if you are interested, like and subscribe, share the video, guys, and thank you so much for watching. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, but